most people listening are engineering leaders. And so I wanted to kind of to dive into like how blockchain or crypto companies are different from other sort of software companies. And like, does it require a different way of thinking as an engineering leader? Like, are there different sort of mental models that you have to flip? Like, I would just love to know, like, is there a leadership paradigm that changes in this industry?
Sure. Yeah, I think the key things that I kind of live by and assess with internal employees and colleagues, but also prospective candidates by, one of those principles is like technical curiosity. And I think you have to have like an innate technical curiosity to want to jump into this space, because you can't just go on Stack Overflow and look up the answer to your problem. Many of these problems that we're solving are unprecedented, and not many companies, if any, have solved them before. And so you need an engineer actually that really loves getting into the weeds, diving into kind of root causes of problems, and coming up with these elegant but commercial solutions. And so I think that kind of leads me to the next piece, which is, in our space that is moving so fast, and there's such a vast wealth of knowledge and complexity that is growing day by day, you have to be hyper focused. And so you have to choose your key areas of interest, then maybe have a few kind of passion projects where you're like, want to follow and the trends, but you have to get comfortable with the unknown and comfortable with chaos, because you can't keep on top of everything. And I think like some of the individuals that we've hired that come from maybe more traditional companies and backgrounds, they find this transition quite difficult because they're used to working in a company where they can understand the whole stack end to end. They can understand all the technology and all of the flows and all the user journeys and all the different products, and they know who they're competing with because there's established players in the market. And so they're always kind of looking at and iterating their product based on how the competition is moving. Whereas here, you have like an infinite array of permutations of different products, services, utilities, tokens, exchanges, brokerage, DeFi, NFT. There's just like so many of these different products and features that are trending and becoming popular and being used, that you really have to decide as a company, what is your core focus, and then ensure that you have accountability and ownership within the team and empower those individuals to step up and drive within their domain area. And so it's really like carving out those kind of domain area experts, making sure you have a team that is kind of cohesive around those key pillars, and then giving them the freedom to innovate and drive value.
What also stands out to me of like some of the team dynamics is it surprises me how lean some of the teams are that are building applications on top of the blockchain. Like I was just doing some research around the entity DeSo and what they're doing, and so they're providing. So you might be able to explain this a little bit better. Like my understanding within the blockchain and cryptocurrency world can be no more than superficial here. So, but from my understanding, like they're building sort of the overarching technology and the blockchain itself, and a lot of other players are coming in not related to DeSo, building apps on top of their blockchain, and the teams involved in that like are they were I think what I was listening to is like they have only like a dozen folks like within their team that are building out that. But so like the leanness to be able to build out some of these like applications and technologies, I think to me is really surprising. And so that was something that stood out to me. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing there is when you get highly proficient and capable engineers working around a problem they're passionate about and are completely aligned on the mission and product they're building, you can drive real value. And that's kind of a compound effect. And it's actually something that we're following in terms of our hiring practices. So many of our competitors have thousands and thousands of employees. We're still in the couple of hundred range. We're just over 100 engineers right now in the organization. And we're a little bit more methodical about who we hire and how we hire, because we'd rather have kind of a smaller set of very high impact individuals than a much larger set of generalists that maybe are delivering less value, right? So we're looking for those high impact, high leverage. I mean, they're referred to as many names that I'll leave out because it's kind of overloaded term at this point, and who knows what a 10x engineer really is. But a lot of people use these terms to describe kind of high impact individuals. I think what it's about actually is not these solo um, individuals that are great in their own right. I think it's like some of the parts are greater than the whole. And so if you have a team of engineers that are really aligned and at our similar proficiency levels, then you can really get a compounded effect and much greater output. And so, yeah, all of our teams actually are between kind of both cross-functionally and functionally around between 5 and 10 engineers.